Hey, boys and girls, today we're going to look at the book, I Need My Monster, and we're going to talk about sequencing. So here's a sheet that's got some sequencing words on it. First, next, then, after that, and finally. Okay, these are some words that you can use to sequence the text, all right? Now, before we get started, I want to talk about this book a little bit. I really like this book. So this book is called I Need My Monster. Now, why would a child need their monster? Need, not want, need. They need their monster. Well, this reminds me of my son. So my son is 3, and for all his life, he's been a really good sleeper. He will go to bed and he'll wake up in the morning, and we don't see him all night. And it's wonderful. But recently, he has decided that he is scared to be in his room, and he does not want to sleep in his room. And so that's something that we have had to happen to us a lot. So similarly to the little boy in this book, he needs something to make him stay in his bed, and this little boy needs his monster to stay in his bed. It's kind of funny if you think about it. He needs his monster so that he will stay in his bed. He needs something under his bed so scary that he will not get out of his bed. Okay, so that's why he needs his monster. He needs his monster to make him stay in his bed. Okay, so by this point in the week, you have listened to this book at least 2 times. So I'm not going to reread the book to you, but I want us to talk about what happens first, next, then, after that, and finally. Now, in one of the other lessons, I told you that I like to put what happens first and last, and then the 3 or 4 most important things in the middle. So let's start there. Okay, first. So the book is called I Need My Monster, and I've marked this for us for this lesson. First, Gabe goes fishing. Gabe is his monster, and Gabe goes fishing, and he says, "What was I going to do? I needed a monster under my bed. How?" He says, "How was I supposed to get to sleep if my monster was gone?" So the first thing that happens is the boy's monster, Gabe, leaves to go fishing. Okay, so sometimes it can be kind of hard to decide what are the most important things to put in the middle. So what I like to do is I like to go to the end and then fill in with the middle. So I'm going to do that here. What happens at the very end? That's all parents' dream, is that their kid will go to sleep. And so finally, the little boy goes to sleep. All right, so let's put that under finally. The little boy goes to sleep. Okay, so in the beginning, the monster leaves and he doesn't know what he's going to do. And then at the end, he goes to sleep. So what happens in the middle of the story to lead him to be able to go to sleep? All right, so the boy's monster Gabe leaves to go fishing. Next is where we get the problem, okay? The problem is that the boy cannot go to sleep. We'll talk about this reading skill later, but this is the problem. All reading skills are kind of connected. All right, this is the problem. And then the solution is down here. He gets to go to sleep. So we've got to figure out, okay, what happened between the problem, he can't go to sleep, and the solution that he does go to sleep? What happens in the book before he's able to go to sleep? All right, well, let's look back at the text. So the monster leaves, and he gets out of his bed, and it says that I climbed out of bed quietly so my parents wouldn't hear me. Grown-ups have some strange ideas about monsters under beds. I knocked on the floorboards and then scrambled back under my covers, and I waited nervously. Why is he knocking on the floorboard? To get another monster. Would a new monster appear? What would he be like? Would his snorting be as cheerful as Gabe's? So, in the next couple pages, several different monsters come to his room. Herbert comes, and Herbert's just not that scary to him. And then Ralph comes, not scary enough. Then this person, you think, oh, he's going to be scary. And it was Cynthia. No, Cynthia didn't scare him either because she had a bow on her tail. Remember? Cynthia had a bow. So what happens after he can't go to sleep is that, so under the flap, then several monsters come to scare the boy, excuse me, comma, but they can't. They're not scary enough. All right, so how do we get from monsters come to scare him to him going to sleep? What has to happen? So here comes another one, not scary. And so, who comes back? Gabe comes back, and he's so scared that he's able to get in that bed and snuggle up in the covers and go back to sleep. Okay, so, trying to turn the light on, but it didn't work. Okay, so Gabe returns. All right, so this is very similar to a summary, but this is sequencing, okay? So let's go back over what happened. First, the boy's monster Gabe leaves to go fishing. Let me zoom in a bit. Next, the boy cannot go to sleep. That's the problem. Then, several monsters come to scare the boy, but they can't. Gabe returns, and finally, the little boy goes to sleep.